I am live once again for the Sunday morning chat. And let's see who is on and ready. Freedom Fighting 123. Come on, lad. Armand. Man, could you imagine the upset of the century? That would be extremely hilarious. Forever spoken about boxing. I mean, that is boxing. It's the sport that we love, that we hate so much, on top of the fact that it's the sport that's unexpected. It's the sport that you can't totally alter. It's the sport that you get with all types of intrigue, mystery, corruption, excitement, and just unknown happenings all at the same time. That is boxing in a nutshell. Okay? Don't imagine too much. Live in reality or live in reality. Mama Lou, counterpunch to you, Lone Wolf Crump. Wilder is trying to stay relevant. He's finished. Okay. School of 50 in the building. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Jay, counterpunch to you. Kirk Hall, all is well. Bill Keaveney, what's up, Kurt? And everyone, hit that like button. Absolutely. Hit the like button. And we need to talk about the possibility of this fight. You know, AJ was the first. AJ's always the first. AJ was the first to lose. AJ was the first to come back. AJ was the first to do pretty much everything except become a champion. Well, remember the funny things about Tyson Fury, then Wilder. I think Wilder became a champion before Tyson. Am I right? Yeah. So Wilder became a champion first. Then it was Fury the same year when he upset Klitschko. Then he fell off. Then the next year, AJ got the titles, or the title from Charles Martin, right? Usyk would box circles around Wilder backwards and blindfolded, also while riding unicycle. That sounds like something Usyk would try to do too. I think Usyk should take out Wilder, the last king, and fully conquer the heavyweight division. Well, he would conquer definitely a generation. I think that's pretty much a complete task. You know, if you take everybody out, and it would be super cool though, if he fights Deontay build up, he comes out once again. What? Hitman. Hitman code name 17. 47 is 47, right? That's a totally different cat, you know. But the whole thing, even the hitman, if you think about the hitman himself, the assassin, he is like a very religious person. Despite all the murder and the job that he has, he still goes to church. He still visits mass. He still repents for his sins, things like that, which you see Usyk do, right? They all do the Mark Wahlberg thing. And the crazy thing about it, if he fought Wilder and he came out as Hitman, that would be pretty awesome. You know, Usyk would completely embarrass Wilder. Come on, bro. Yeah, I mean, skill wise, I don't doubt that. But the thing is, it's never about Wilder is never about skill. One thing about Wilder, which ultimately made me not, I didn't like this. I didn't really care for this comment. So that's why he really made me angry at him, was the fact that he said you don't need skill when you have power. So a man that thinks like that doesn't respect the skill set. He only respects the outcome. So if he can knock you out, it doesn't matter if you can box circles around him frontwards, backwards, on a unicycle or anything. If he catches you with that right hand and you can't get up, that's pretty much over with. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean by that. You know what I say by that. Igor, I hear you. I hear you, Igor. You know what I mean by that. You know what I said by that. You know what I mean when I say these things. Okay. I'm sorry, something totally threw me off. Huh. Wilder needs to Wilder needs the fight. It doesn't do anything for Usyk. He's already a first round Hall of Famer. Wilder is just an excuse machine. Well, Wilder does need the fight. Do we necessarily need this fight? No, we don't. We don't necessarily need to fight, but would it be super cool for Usyk just to take him on, possibly as a voluntary? Absolutely. Vincent in the building. What's up, Vincent? Everything's good, man. Everything's good. Andrew Manus. Wilder sleeps Usyk. Most deaf. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Ouch. Okay. Well, let's do this. Start off. Let's see. All right. Usyk. Oh, Isaac. Usyk will KO Wilder. Okay. Skrilla 50 with Malik Abdu training him. Wilder isn't beating a fighter with a pulse. Have you all forgot that Parker dominated Wilder and Zane knocked him out? No, absolutely not. Yeah, Usyk needs to complete the game on 100%. What's good, Kurt? Usyk should definitely fight Wilder before retiring. Styles make fights, and it will be very interesting fight. Well, and then you have a guy like Wilder though that doesn't punch a lot, so it makes it difficult because he's not throwing punches in bunches. He's throwing one at a time, and the punches that he throws, he's intending on hurting you with. So yeah, it will make it very interesting because Usyk is a guy that his defense is very good, okay? But it's not unpenetrable. You know what I mean? You see Usyk. Usyk gets hit with shots. Not a lot, but he gets hit with shots here and there. And because he gets hit with shots, it shows you that he can get hit. The wear and tear shows on each and every Usyk fight. If you notice, Usyk comes out of these fights. The two fights with AJ, he was in a fight. The two fights with Tyson Fury, he was in a fight. More so the first fight than the second fight. Usyk takes damage, and it's based on his aggressive style. Anybody that has that type of pressure mentality is going to get hit. Let's just be real. He's going to get hit. He's not invincible, you know. He's not unhittable. He gets hit based on his style. So someone like Wilder, it focuses on one shot at a time, and each shot has a jackpot mentality attached to it. Like each punch I land or throw, I'm intended on landing and hurting. You're gonna see a lot of misses in there. Don't get it wrong. I could imagine a fight with Wilder and Usyk. You're gonna see Wilder throw punches, and it's going to look crazy. It's going to look sloppy. It's going to look damn near comical. You know what I mean? With Wilder throwing. But understand, if one of those shots land, people will stop laughing. People will then pay attention to see what Usyk and how Usyk responds to those big ass bombs. Bars. People forget Usyk can punch. He's not just a pressure fighter. You are absolutely right too. Great counterpunch. Usyk does punch hard. And look at it like this. Okay, this is going to be a question you ask yourself. Let me ask this now. Who do you think has the better chin now? Okay, because I don't care about back then. Who do you think has the better chin right now? Tyson Fury for one. Deontay Wilder for two. Tyson Fury for one, Deontay Wilder for two. Who has the better chin now? I don't care about 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I'm talking about 25. The year 2025, based off these last guys' performances, who has who has the better chin? Number one for Tyson Fury, number two for Deontay Wilder. Who has the better chin right now? And that's a very, very good question. And I'm asking that for a very, very good reason. Usyk has the engine and the mindset to focus for 12 rounds to outbox Wilder. Great counterpunch because he has consistency. He does has that one hitter quitter. He always has all a puncher's chance. So it would be interesting to see Usyk deal with that. Yeah, and I think Usyk will know that, and I think Usyk will anticipate that. But at the same time, a lot of these fighters with Wilder, if you notice, each and every one of them, even Spilko, someone he knocked out cold, everyone's looking at the result. But if you look at that fight where he fought Spilka, and I'm comparing Spilka to Usyk for a second. Why? Because they're both southpaws. Okay. Spilka had Wilder looking dumb. He had him looking amateurish. Like he didn't even belong in the same ring as him. But when he caught him, it was no one was laughing no more. No one was joking no more. Everybody was worried, concerned, because Spilka did not walk out of that ring. In fact, I don't think Spilka walked out of any ring anymore. Because even when Chisora got to him, Chisora knocked him out cold. And you could tell his punch resistance was shattered. That man's punch resistance was shattered. He did not have punch resistance anymore. I don't even think Spilka fights anymore. And if he does, I'm trying to find out who the hell is he fighting. It can't be sanctioned nowhere. It got to be in Poland or wherever, right? Jim Brown, if Usyk wobbled Fury, then Wilder will go down unless he lands the lucky punch. Telly Givens is the reason Wilder still needs to fight. For Usyk, a high risk, close to zero reward because there is always the possibility of a lucky punch. Okay, Pulverize. Dre, Wilder actually had a good jab when he used it. Shame he always let his ego take over. Shiba Inu, buy it now. Ooh. Yeah, I love Shiba Inus, bro. I had an Akita named Angel when I was like in my late teens through my early 20s. Parker is the only one who hasn't fought yet. Could be a possibility. Well, I mean, King Master. Think about it. I mean, he hasn't fought Wilder yet either. See, Joseph Parker wasn't considered one of the three kings. In fact, everyone that's in that era, even Joshua, and Joshua was considered younger than everyone else, which I don't understand why, because he's only a year younger than Tyson. So Joshua's 35. Tyson's 36, Wilder's 39. So yeah. KD, why should Wilder get a Usyk big payday? What has he done? Nothing. Adi Alias. No, he hasn't. He hasn't done anything to necessarily earn it. But he is the last champion that was in that era. Wilder doesn't throw enough punches to keep Usyk away from him. No, you know what? That's true. He doesn't. But the thing is, someone that doesn't punch like Usyk anticipates is dangerous. And I'm going to tell you why he's dangerous. Cisco Perez, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Easy fight for the three for Usyk. Hello, I'm Japanese. Counterpunch to you. Konnichiwa. Respect from Romania. Or is that Night in Love? Okay. KD, Wilder could not land Parker or Slang. Wilder is a if. I'm late to this Wilder actually fighting Usyk. No, he's not actually fighting Usyk. He could fight Usyk. This is arrived from a story from Tom Loeffler. Tom Loeffler is interesting because he's not a Shelley Finkel. He's not a JD's. He's not a he doesn't have vested interest in Wilder, in other words. He's not any of these guys. He's not an Al Heyman. You know what I mean? He is a guy that is, he's a founder of Triple G Promotions, K2 Promotions. So a lot of those guys, that promotional company, they manage a lot of Eastern European fighters. Okay. So that being said, you got someone that manages those fighters, wants Wilder for a shot. I think it's very interesting. Wilder's chin is broken. Definitely Fury has the better chin. Do you know Naoya Inoue? Absolutely. One of the best pound for pound fighters that we have today. Fury has a better chin than Wilder, okay? Usyk will give him so many questions at one time that Wilder won't know what to do. Usyk will mentally destroy him. I mean, that's the norm. That's the standard. That's the expectation that Usyk will just totally dismantle Wilder. What would stop him from doing that? I think the only thing that stops Usyk from doing any of these things, right, is stopping Usyk. Simple. But I think the only reason someone hasn't done it because the conditioning, the mentality, the game plan, it's all the same for Usyk. Is to get you on the defensive, make you think, make you mentally tired. Then if you do get past the middle rounds, you have to worry about the later rounds, because the later rounds, it's almost like that's the home stretch for Usyk. And what Usyk does, he puts it in that second or third gear and let it and then bury the hammer. He's hitting the pedal to the floor when it comes to rounds 9, 10, 11, and then 12. Usyk is all in your face and he doesn't stop. You know, and that's when I think it gets the most. I think Usyk works his hardest at those later rounds because he's leaving everything in the ring. Well, someone like Wilder, if you get to that point with Wilder, the significance of Wilder is this cat's still dangerous. He's still dangerous. He's still trying to knock you out just like he was in the first round. That's what makes him dangerous. So I know a lot of people, if you guys don't know who Arturo Gatti is, Arturo Gatti was a very dangerous fighter when he got hurt. He could hurt you when he's hurt because he has nothing to lose at this point. Yeah, he has thin skin and then, you could blow on Gatti and Gatti will, his skin will break. But if that dude caught you when he was hurt, it was almost like his adrenaline was higher. In fact, most people, studies say when someone is hurt, their adrenaline is higher. But when your adrenaline is high, that's how you get the most tired and fatigued, because your adrenaline has spiked because something has happened. You've got hurt. So when you get hurt, you get dropped, you get back up, your heart's racing. Your heart's racing, your energy is being used at that point because your adrenaline is spiking because this dude has just knocked you down and now he's trying to knock you out. And that fear of knowing that spikes that adrenaline. That adrenaline is up. So you're likely, if you throw a shot, you can hit that other fighter and, for every action, there's an equal reaction type shit. Boom, you could hit them. And that's the reason for that. Okay. Wilder will be lost. He won't know what the hell. He'll just eat punches from angles he's never seen. That would be sad, though. I wouldn't really want to see that. Marlon, I really wouldn't want to see that because anybody gets dominated to the point where you can just see by what we're looking at that he doesn't belong in the ring. That's bad. Chisora has been KO'd twice, yet still has a decent chin, surprisingly. Yeah, that is something. Because what was that in 2000? Was that 2018? Yeah, that was 2018. He fought Chisora, right? At the O2. And he knocked Chisora out in the 11th round. And after that, normally people that get laid out like that, they're no good. But it just shows you though, and that's when Chisora was doing things differently. He was training differently. Chisora looked better in his second part of his career than he did early on. Chisora used to be fat. He used to have that hedgehog ass, jacked up frohawk. But then yet, you seen him, he damn near had tits. Whereas he started to really take conditioning seriously and he looked a lot better. So maybe that was, that contributed it to strength and conditioning. Deontay doesn't seem to even have that lucky punch anymore. AB, that's a good question. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to see. I want to see if Usyk can, or is Wilder can still throw that punch. Who wins, me versus you? I'm 5'3" and Indian. I have no idea. Depends on what you got. ABC Bishop, Ikeen, you tripping. No fans of the sport want Usyk versus Wilder. Only Wilder fanboys want to see that crap. All right. I'm not a Wilder fanboy. I would like to see it. Why not? Wilder keeps looking for that one punch. Sloppy footwork, little or no defense. I will say this. If Wilder connects with one punch, it's lights out. Counterpunch to you. The only organization that still lists Deontay in their top 15 is the WBC. Yep, go figure. Tyson started his career 4 or 5 years before AJ. That's why AJ looked as being so much younger than Fury and Wilder. Well, looked. No way does this happen. If Fury and AJ don't get it in on, then it shouldn't be AJ and Wilder. It should be AJ and Wilder. Huh. Good point. Good point, Scott. I mean, because I'm talking about the possibility of Usyk just wiping out and taking out the last king. And a lot of people at the same time still want to see AJ versus Wilder. I think if we can't have one, we should definitely have the other because I'm more of an advocate for Usyk getting the fight with Wilder versus AJ fighting Wilder. Why? Because those guys have always had problems making fights, just like Tyson Fury and AJ, just like AJ and Wilder. One person that we know doesn't have issues with taking fights or making fights is Oleksandr Usyk. His track record is better, so it's more expected for him to fight Wilder than AJ fighting Wilder. So, I'm pretty sure that the snake oil salesman Malik Abdu is also pushing for Wilder to fight Usyk. Yeah, the little tiny guy, Kurt. Okay. Fury is still one of the greatest heavyweights of this generation. No shame in losing to an all-time great like Usyk. Yeah, absolutely. Nathan Lashad, appreciate you, brother. Like and subscribe. King Grayson, Deontay doesn't deserve that. Usyk should fight Usyk. Let the best man win. Okay. Greetings to all in the chat. To you, Kurtz. Great seeing you live, man. Counterpunch Boxing News. Sought one. Appreciate you, brother. Jana Reitz. Hi. Hendog the Fearless One. I got Wilder stopping Usyk. Okay. Different perspectives. I like it. Hendog the Fearless One. I got Wilder stopping Usyk. Okay. KD Wilder cannot use his legs or fight mid to short range. He can't. No, he can't. In that he will be destroyed in a if the moments are like that and Usyk's able to get past that distance, yeah, it's not good for Wilder. I do agree on that. But I never said it would be. But mid range, that inside, that distance, nah, he's not doing anything. I can't. I love your video. Cool. Jana Ritz, appreciate you. Everyone's dangerous. I don't see Wilder beating Usyk at all. Not a chance. Can Wilder beat Usyk? Truth bomb. That's what we're here to talk about. Wilder needs to retire. I think everyone's closer to retirement each and every day, including Usyk. Usyk versus Bakali. That's a totally different issue. Gotti was a warrior. High celebrity crush Ray Lewis. Josko. All right. Usyk versus Liston. That's crazy. Usyk versus Liston. That would probably be a very interesting fight based on the fact that Liston was a body puncher. Usyk versus Klitschko. I don't think I would want to see Usyk versus Klitschko. I mean, something about Klitschko and Usyk, and it's already see Usyk was known, and honestly, Usyk was a guy that was rumored to, and this is what was told. This is what people seen. So, obviously, a lot of this happened. How much of it happened beats me, and what I mean by that is Usyk's supposed to gave Vladimir the blues in a media workout, which I think is dumb because who spars anybody in a media workout these days? So that have to be back in the day. But nonetheless, Usyk done that, and he got kicked out because Vlad's the man, and everyone has egos. Everyone has egos. So I think Usyk did not like to be showed out like that, and we see the pictures of Usyk, but we never seen the footage of Usyk ever sparring Klitschko. We never seen anything like that, and I think it's a reason for that. I think whoever had that damn footage, Klitschko requested them to get rid of it, canned it, tossed it out, deleted it. And of course, this was back before the damn cloud. You know what I mean? So this was a while ago. You know, this is before Usyk came on that damn Ukrainian channel and challenged and called out both Klitschko's. And that's when he was arrogant. And you could tell he looked prickish. Usyk looked like with that little man bun and shit he had, he looked like a little prick. You know what I mean? He looked like he had like some ego shit going on. If Wilder wants to have a decent showing, he has to have another voice in the corner. Maybe James Bashir, Derek James, or maybe last choice Virgil Hunter. But at this age, will not win. Well, I mean, he would have then have to start over with a run with a new trainer. What could a new trainer train Wilder? And I don't even think it's about the trainer, though. Me personally, I think it's Wilder. Wilder just has his own personality. G.I. Joe, Wilder power is overrated. Get real, people. Why Parker, Jang, and Greedy Belly didn't go to sleep, eh? Good question. Good question. Would Usyk be undefeated in the 70s and the 90s? The 90s? Well, in the 90s, you'd have to worry about Tyson, you know, 70s and 90s. Well, depends on when in the 90s he fought, but would ultimately have to fight someone like in the 70s. He had to deal with Shavers and not Bob Fish. Foster would be an interesting fight for Usyk back then. Foreman had already retired. Ali was still around. You had Larry Holmes, which would have been a very interesting fight because we've seen how Usyk does have issues with that flicking jab because Tyson Fury used that flicking jab to box and move in the first fight, and he was successful. So yeah, it bothered Usyk. So someone like Larry Holmes, someone that's known for that flicking jab, that jab where, you can box and move on the fly going forward, frontwards and backwards. Yeah, that would give Usyk problems. So chances are guys like that, the representation of someone like Wilder would be Ernie Shavers in the 70s because Ernie Shavers could hit like a tank. They say Ernie Shavers was one of the hardest punchers ever. I remember playing with Shavers on Knockout Kings, the original. They had Ernie Shavers. And on the game, you could get hit with a punch and you could go to sleep. You couldn't get up. There's no pressing the buttons to get you up. There's no anything because it'll just be a knockout. Ernie Shavers had that type of power, and they gave him that type of power on the game because that's what he did in real life. And it just showed you like, whoa, this man can really punch. They had a lot of people on there. They had Ernie Shavers. They didn't have George Foreman. They had David Tua. They had Larry Holmes. They had Sonny Liston. They had Muhammad Ali. They had Joe Frazier. They had Floyd Patterson. They had Ingemar Johansson. They had a lot of people on that game. Well, they had people, not a lot though. Me too. I would love to see that fight. Ex-con Andre Ward versus Usyk. That is actually a good fight. Andre Ward versus Usyk. I think Usyk would still probably be too big for Andre because again, we've seen Andre struggle with guys like Kovalev, and this is when Kovalev was in his prime. Kovalev was known to be more of a massive puncher at light heavyweight, but then Usyk has everything else. You know what I mean? Even though Kovalev was good, it just someone like Usyk, that I would like to see that. A prime Andre Ward that loves to get and fight on the inside, which would made it that much difficult because Usyk is a pressure fighter, but then yet Usyk didn't like to fight in clinches. Whereas Andre Ward didn't mind fighting in clinches. That's where he got a lot of his shots. He used to rip shots to the body while he was in clinches. Ads champ, bro. It's good seeing you. Appreciate you, brother. I can see Wilder catching Usyk, and it has to be the night shot. Yeah, and if he caught Usyk, and that would be crazy. It would be one hell of an upset, you know. And I think honestly, Happy New Year, Kurt. Yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's been chill. It's been chill. I have no complaints, man. It's been chill. Usyk versus Holyfield. Sean, Usyk versus Holyfield would be a good fight too. Very good fight. Tyson versus Pee Wee Herman. Say I got Liston. Usyk and Vlad will never fight. Truth Bomb. Usyk versus Lewis. Lewis, Tyson, Liston, Foreman, Frazier, Marciano, Johnson, and Ali. And you know something funny that what sticks out in this list would be Usyk versus Marciano. See, a lot of people don't talk about that fight as much because, he may just box circles around Marciano. That may happen. But then Marciano has the same mentality as someone like Wilder. Marciano is going to he doesn't have anything to lose. He's going to stalk you like a damn badger until he can get to you. That's what he does. And somebody that can hit you and that punches like that, that's relentless. He's not invincible either. He can go down. He's been dropped several times, Marciano, by Ezra Charles and the old mongoose, Archie Moore. So, it's a lot of guys have done that. I think Jersey Joe has dropped Marciano. I could be mistaken, but he was definitely beating Marciano until Marciano caught him with a overhand right and crumbled Jersey Joe. Later on, Jersey Joe became a successful referee, to be fair. So, Usyk versus Roy Jones Jr. Now, that would probably be the fight of the century. Because you have someone like Roy Jones. Then you have Usyk. Usyk's taller. Keep that in mind. Usyk's taller. But Roy Jones is no stranger to taller fighters because the guy that knocked him out was another southpaw named Mr. Orlando himself. Um, Taylor Foreman, no, 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 no. Somebody help me out. Yes, Marciano KO'd him in the 13th. He was hanging on the bottom rope, unresponsive. That was serious power, absolutely. Why can't I remember him from Orlando? Why is that? Why is his name fleeting me? That Roy Jones Jr. got knocked out by. Everyone is dismissing Usyk's chin. He's taked Joshua's straight right hand counters and Gassiev's hooks. Yeah, you know what, Christopher Salvidra, you got a point there, and I'm glad that you brought Gassiev's hooks in because a lot of people overlook Gassiev. You know they were doing that. I think one of those streams I was on. I think the last one or the one before. Well, I got Javante Tank Davis all day by knockout. Yeah, Antonio Tarver. There we go. The Magic Man. There we go. Thank you. I don't know. And Antonio. I couldn't remember. I just remember Orlando because there was a great rivalry between him and Roy. Roy was from Pensacola, which was in the north, and then of course Mr. Orlando. He was from Orlando. Uh, Antonio Tarver was from Central Florida. Okay. Um, Yeah, Tarver's great. Tarver, man, I wish he would stay with Jarrell Miller because I like the energy. I like the energy, the chemistry between Jarrell Miller and Antonio Tarver because Antonio Tarver is one of those guys that loves boxing, and any like Antonio Tarver is one of those guys that needs to train someone that that has potential because he definitely has the passion. You know what I mean? Tarver, Tarvers, you know something, man. It's one of the best beginnings of some of the trash talk in boxing. I love them. Yeah, but anybody has any questions? Yeah, I got some questions. You got any excuses tonight, Roy? You got any excuses tonight, Roy? And then he knocked him out in the second round. That was gangster. That's what you call gangster, not gangster. Gangster. Antonio Tarver knocked out Roy Jones Jr. He did. He did. He sure did. Tarver Tarver could have been a heavyweight champion. I don't know. Maybe because he has the height. He has the height. You know. But then here's like I love boxing because people don't understand. We could use analogies all day. Why triangle theories do not work. That's why this live stream is here right now. That's why we're talking about it. See, everyone looks at Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury beat Wilder 3 times. Tyson Fury gets beat by Usyk twice. Usyk beats AJ. AJ, he beats him twice. AJ might beat Wilder. Maybe, maybe not, but they never fought. Right? So there you go with that. Usyk's never fought Wilder. More than likely, everybody will say, oh, bro, that's a mismatch. Get out of here with that shit. But what happens, though? What happens? Wilder, if anybody could do, because, he's fought the other two. Okay? Wilder could very well be that one guy with that one punch, could probably be the closest to beating Usyk by what? Knockout. And knockouts are knockouts are knockouts. This isn't Africa. You don't wake someone up and give them a draw. No, knockouts. So if Usyk, the only way you beat Usyk, honestly, as by now, you can't beat him by decision. He's just too active. He puts too much pressure. If he doesn't knock you out or hurt you or drop you or stop you, he's going to outpoint you. That's how it works. That is Oleksandr Usyk all day. That's his definition. That's his description. But if you stop him, that will be the only way. Pull the plug on him. Knock him out cold. That's the only way you beat him. It happened to Roy. You wouldn't going to whoop Roy Jones Jr. The only people that could beat Roy is someone that supposedly couldn't continue fighting. Montel Griffin. Right? Montel Griffin couldn't do that. Okay? Larry Holmes was a special fighter. Ali's best student. I don't know about student. I just think he sparred Ali so He picked up a good fighting style, a lot of attributes, a lot of traits from Ali, you know. But yeah, he did learn a lot from Ali, to be fair. Best jab of all time, Larry Holmes. Roy Jones Jr. was way past best at that time. Absolutely, he was. But then here's the thing. Roy did it for so long. At what point did we stop calling Roy past his prime? It's just, we give Roy this time frame of when he got knocked out. Oh, he wasn't past his prime no more. I just think he got knocked out. And I think like any fighter that gets knocked out like Roy did, they're never the same. Roy's no exception. I want people to understand that when Roy Jones Jr. was whooping people, he wasn't even shaving no more. He was just going in there like he just got out of bed, kick someone's ass, gets his check, talks some shit, tells a sermon, then a rap song, then he goes home. That's Roy Jones. That was Roy Jones for so long that we seen Roy for years. I mean, over a decade, beat people without ever. A lot of times, people didn't even touch Roy. You seen these fighters that you didn't even know who they were. Meanwhile, you had guys south of those that were making names for themselves, but they were probably making names for themselves because Roy Jones Jr. wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Because Roy started at 154, then 160, then 168, then 175, then cruiserweight, then heavyweight, then went back down to light heavy. That is Roy's itinerary. Okay? That's what Roy Jones Jr. did. But nobody was saying Roy was past his prime when he was kicking everybody's ass from A to Z. Okay? What's up, Pensacola? And we in the house. We put Pensacola on the map. Before then, it was Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. I like Macho Man. Lennox Lewis's jab was good too. It was. Roy Jones Jr. versus Marvin Hagler. That's Roy. I mean, Roy would beat anybody. Like Roy would beat Sugar Ray Leonard. Roy would beat Marvin Hagler. I mean, especially at 160, he would beat all those guys. I mean, Hagler would probably give him a dog fight because someone like Hopkins gave him a dog fight, but he was still able to beat Hopkins anyway. See, Roy Jones Jr. was just that good. He was too good. He was so good. He was still a pressure fighter, and he didn't have to even use a jab a lot of times. And then even when he used his jab, he gave you issues when he decided to use it. That guy was gifted with so much athleticism. It just athleticism and raw talent oozed out of Roy Jones Jr. on top of the technical stuff that he knew how to do. You know what I mean? Yes, a lot of times his hands are down here and he's all, like this, but at the same time, he knew how to defend himself if needed be. Okay? Not the Hitman Tommy should knocked Roy cold. I don't know. I mean, the Hitman, that was a good, because he was the 160 pounder, and look what he did to my man Duran. An 87 version of Mike Tyson versus Usyk by Wade Khan got knocked out by Garcia, so wouldn't Mayweather fight him coming off of a KO loss? Because Mayweather didn't want to get showed out, because Mayweather wasn't an idiot, okay? Because, see, here's the thing. Here's the deal. Floyd could not fight Khan because Khan was too much of a risk. You don't fight a person that just got knocked out by a person that's way under you like Danny was. Danny Garcia was an undefeated fighter that was very good. However, Danny Garcia was nowhere near where Floyd was. Floyd was on a level of his own. Floyd wanted to stay on a level of his own. The minute he fought someone like Amir Khan, that would put him on the same comparison level as someone that already beat him like Danny Garcia. And by the way, Danny Garcia was getting his ass whooped until he caught Amir Khan. Amir Khan was mixing up Danny Garcia. Just Danny Garcia is a tough Philly kid, and we know tough Philly kids can take punches, okay? And he is no exception. He is a tough Philly kid, okay? But he was getting pieced up by Amir Khan. Amir Khan was faster. He was busier. He was landing more punches. But I just think he was just getting too sloppy. He was getting too complacent. He was getting too predictable. That he was out. But it took a while for Danny to land that shot. It took him a while to set it up. Okay? It took him a while to set up that shot. Roy Jones Jr. versus Marciano. Floyd versus Crawford. Who would have won? It depends on when they fought. A 38-year-old Roy Jones, a 38-year-old Floyd versus a 38-year-old or 37. 37 for 37. I'll go for Terrence. Earlier it'd be Floyd. You wouldn't beaten Floyd earlier. That 32, 33 version of Floyd, you ain't beating him. Ooh, Roy Jones versus Gerald McClellan. Man, that's a crazy fight. Floyd dealt with Berto's speed. I mean, dude, he dealt with Berto's speed when Berto. That was his last fight. You know that, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, for that matter, he dealt with Sugar Shane's speed too. You know, Mayweather at 130 was most lethal. Yeah. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, here we go. No, Marciano in his prime was 5'9", 188 pounds, 68-inch reach. Yeah, he was small. He was real small. Very small. Mayweather versus Brook for undisputed should have happened. Forget Khan. Mayweather versus Brook. That wasn't going to happen. See, understand, Floyd in money, I mean, at some point, somebody would have beat Floyd. You know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, even the cherry pick. See, Maidana was a cherry pick. People need to understand that. Usyk did boxing at 165 pounds. He sure did. That's where Sean Porter beat him. Marciano only 186, slow plotting. Roy Jones versus Gene Tunney, Archie Moore, Harry Kreb, Carlos Monzon, Bob Fitzsimmons, Michael Spinks, Dwight Mohammed Quall. Okay. Brook is dangerous, but he was too light inside. Mayweather would have out hustled him. I don't know. See those fights like that with, a prime Brook, because a prime Brook probably would have beat a prime Khan. It's just Khan played the same game. Listen to me, people. Amir Khan played the same game on Kell Brook as Mayweather played on a lot of fighters, like Keith Thurman, like Edislandi Lara. He played a lot of those games because his ego wouldn't allow him to fight someone that could possibly beat him. See, Amir Khan, if he would have fought Kell Brook back in the day, he probably would still got knocked out. But the whole idea was he didn't want to fight Brook because he wanted everyone to know how much more important that he was than Brook, how much more money he made more than Brook. He wanted people to uh, acknowledge his status. You know what I mean? He wanted people to know, well, I'm up here, I'm head down here. Just like Floyd did with Manny. He wanted to, oh, Manny Pacquiao got knocked out. Manny Pacquiao ain't this. I'm up here. I'm on a level of my own. I'm the creme de la creme. I'm the cash cow. He wanted people to know that he was better than Manny before even getting in the ring with Manny. Not understanding that everyone needs a dancing partner. Not some prick just assuming and claiming he's better and picking in fights that he was doing. That's what he was doing. I disagree. I think a prime Khan beats a prime Brook. Always going to be some doubt with that chin. Yeah, I mean, if he gets hit, because I think Kell Brook, his punching power didn't, I think Kell made a mistake going up and fighting Triple G. I think that was dumb. I think the best candidate would have been B Hop against Floyd meeting at 154. Jermaine Taylor's said B Hop was different fighter every round. That's what you need to beat Floyd. I mean, yeah, that would be a good fight because, see, understand, B Hop brings other shit into play as well. He ain't just bringing boxing ability. He's bringing experience. He's bringing dirty hat tactics. He'll do veteran things with Floyd that he knows he can get away with. Kurt, who was your pick for the Brook versus Khan fight? I can't remember. I remember when it happened. I was in my condo. This was like 3 years ago. And at the same damn time, I thought I was going to get copyright struck based on the fact that the Mardi Gras was going on. And I live in a Mardi Gras district. My condo is in a Mardi Gras district. So that being said, bro, that music was so loud. If you guys remember that, I don't know who was on that live stream, but I mean, it was lit. But I mean, it was so loud that I had to try to mute most of that, and I didn't get copyrighted. You know, surprisingly, I didn't get copyrighted. If Usyk fought bums like Wilder, he can get 60 more victories, KD. But he won't because he can't. Nobody wants to see those fights no more. You know, Kurt, soft flexing, mentioning the condo. We know you got paper, man. No, man, I'm just saying it like my property is in a Mardi Gras district. Those Mardi Gras districts. I mean, literally, if you walk outside, it's a beautiful. I think I showed you guys that. I think I looked at. If you guys can look that up, I showed you like that. You have 1,000 people outside. It's a parade. Usyk are thousands of people because I mean it's Louisiana. Mardi Gras is a big thing. You know, Usyk 38 years old. Okay. Well, no, he'll be 38 this week on the 17th. Francis Ngannou still wants to fight Fury again. Would that generate huge interest in a second fight? I think Tyson would do it for the money. You know what I mean? I think Tyson would do it for the money, and it gives him somebody because that rivalry is not over. Kurt, are you getting this feeling that people seem to be waiting Usyk to lose so that he could just go away and boxing can move on? Yeah. AB, I have that feeling because now he has done everything he could possibly do. There's no more climbing for Usyk. There's only keeping the point on the top of the hill. Did I miss something? I mean, are we dropping off? Are we getting tired of talking about Usyk versus Wilder? This is what it's about. You know, I would pay dollar for that fight. Usyk almost 38 years old. There you go. I think the Fury versus AJ fight would generate monster money. Monster money and feel the O2 or Wembley. I might show up for that. I think a lot of people would show up for it. I think if you build it, it will come. If you make it, people will show up. Okay, so out of 134 votes, Usyk versus Wilder, who wins? The 26% says Wilder wins, 69% says Usyk wins, 4% has a draw. Okay. Usyk versus Wilder is tricky based upon which Wilder shows up. Which Wilder shows up. Gotcha. Gotcha. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. KD Wilder is finished. He should fight David Price. And David Price is a dangerous fighter himself. I think has he tried to make a comeback? If Canelo challenged Usyk at a catch weight, then I could see Usyk taking that fight. Yeah, but man, nah, bro. If you got somebody that was willing to go to 180 something to fight Makabu, which is the younger brother of, or the older brother of Bakali, I think, yeah, he could, I don't know. I seen those guys side by side, and I didn't really like the ratio. Canelo looked a lot shorter, a lot smaller than Usyk. Naoya Inoue versus Wilfredo Gomez. Usyk has one mandatory and might have one pick'em fight. Maybe. Yeah, see, that's the thing. When will he have time to fight Wilder? Wilder is nothing without the right hand. Usyk destroys Wilder. Well, He still has a right hand, though. Maybe. That's the question. He may have it. Usyk is a great fighter, but only fighting one mandatory is slim pickings. Canelo will not move up, and his last real challenge will be Crawford. AB for Fury wants 200 million for AJ. Who paying that? I don't know. Wilder's most lethal weapons were his right hand, left hook. I don't even think the left hook was all that, to be fair. We just keep seeing that because that's the punch he caught. The last shot he threw in a combination, when he actually threw a combination. And it really wasn't a combination. He just hit Fury and then hit him again on the way out because he was so pissed at Fury and all the shenanigans and the trash talk that Fury placed upon Wilder. KD will Stank Davis retire before fighting a real one. Maybe. I mean, Floyd Mayweather ruined Tank Davis's career. He ruined his mentality. He like everything that Tank wanted to do, he couldn't. Because Floyd used his ass, he put his hand up his ass and worked his mouth like a puppet. That's basically what happened, man. I'm sorry. So Tank doesn't want to do anything, blame it on blame it on the teacher, man. You blame it on the promoter. Floyd didn't want Tank to do anything. Floyd just wanted to make money from Tank, but he wanted Tank to respect him and praise him like he was God Almighty. And he wanted Tank to be Jesus Christ. He wanted him to be the second coming, but should never result in anything putting yourself in danger to ever lose. So you're never going to fight anyone worth a shit. You're going to fight a lot of small fighters. In fact, that's what Floyd did. But understand, the Floyd that was Pretty Boy wanted to be money anyway. He just did what he wanted to do based on what he felt he should do. And what he should do is fight guys like Barrera, Morales, and Prince Asim Ahmed. That's what he wanted to do. That's exactly what he had Tank doing. He had Tank at 130, like Floyd was at 130, bringing up guys from 126. That's what he did. And the only guy that came from 126 that wanted to challenge him, he didn't want him in the ring with him because he was that damn good. And his name was Vasyl Lomachenko. He didn't want Vasyl Lomachenko in there with Tank Davis because he knew Vasyl Lomachenko was on a mission to wipe out everybody that was in his path. Everybody that was even better. Everybody that had better accolades. He did beat, stop, or make quit. Guillermo Rigondeaux, how many fights has he lost? One. Gary Russell Jr.'s lost 2. Guys like that fight, that fought, and they have that one loss, it was to guys like Vasyl Lomachenko. In fact, Vasyl Lomachenko went to 130, and he called out, and he stayed around there for so long waiting for this guy, and meanwhile, he made 4 people quit in that weight class. They tried to age Lomachenko like they did. They did age him out. I mean, that's exactly what happened. See, they aged him out, and they just thought it was going to work for their benefit, and it didn't because Lomachenko didn't fall for the bait. If I'm Lomachenko, I would retire. Screw what Gervonta Tank Davis is talking about. He's too young to retire. All those dudes, all of them. Teofimo Lopez talking about retirement. I'm going to retire, yo. Shakur Stevenson. I'm going to retire. Who else? Who else is in that thing? Devin Haney. I'm going to retire. Dude, how many of you young bastards are trying to retire? The only person that should retire is a guy that's aged to retire because he's done enough in the sport. Vasyl Lomachenko should retire. Don't come back to the sport. Sell off in the sunset. You were known as the Matrix. Double golden Olympian. All that good stuff. Great career. Dealt with the politics of boxing. Unfortunately, you were in a weight class full of pussies. I'm sorry. That's how I look at all those guys. All of those guys, probably except for Devin Haney. Devin Haney did try to fight, and he did fight some of the best guys, or tried, or whatever. But he's not really technically that. He's not that good. He's not a Pretty Boy. He's just not as good as someone like Pretty Boy. But I mean, he's a decent fighter. He's a good fighter. But as far as Shakur and T.O. and Tank and those guys those guys make me cringe because they have no ambition. They have no ambition. Tio talks a good game. He talks a good game, but that doesn't mean that he's any different because he's not done anything any different. Now, he beat Lomachenko, but didn't even want the rematch. Offered him all that damn money and all the times that his family or his in-laws or whatever just supposed to have been sucking him dry, and he's thinking about taking his own life and all this dramatic shit. You wouldn't take the rematch with Lomachenko to make the money that you claim that you wanted. It makes no sense. That leads me to know that you pulled some Tyson Fury stuff. You wanted to beat Lomachenko, and you wanted to be the one that known to beat Lomachenko without ever been known to do anything else. And what happened? His very next fight, he got his ass whooped. Boom. How you like me now? He got whooped by George Kambosos, an undefeated Australian fighter, right? The very next fight. But he pondered with the idea, that's why you should have signed a contract, yo. It ain't my problem, yo. It ain't my problem you didn't sign a contract, Lomachenko. I'm not fighting you, though. So you didn't give a guy the satisfaction and at the same time you to get paid massive amounts of money being the champ. You harmed him or you made yourself suffer to try to get back at him. That's some childish shit. That's petty with it makes no sense. No purpose. Now he's sitting there broken. I'm going to retire, yo. Bro, all of those guys, Tank, wearing purses and all that shit, whatever. But he's been ruined. I mean, that's Tio. Tio is like that New York kid that thinks his shit don't stink. Even when he loses, he can't even accept the loss. He's no different from Wilder. I liked Tio for a while, but then Tio showed me who he was. He's just a guy that talks a good game. I mean, hell, he kind of sounds like Keith Thurman, but at least Keith Thurman will say he lost to Manny Pacquiao, the great Manny Pacquiao. Undisputed at 135 was always Loma's dream. He wanted to be undisputed. He wanted that. But, his dream couldn't come to fruition. He's just too old because people are not getting behind him no more. I'm sorry. It's not happening. I'm sorry. It's just not happening with him. Some fighters are never the same after their first loss. Some fighters aren't. Maybe Tio isn't. Because even in the Sandor Martin fight, he was like, do I still got it, yo? He didn't know that mic was still hot. Oh, he didn't know that mic was still hot. Is Spence done, Kurt? Spence is done for now. He may fight again, but he may not. And it ain't the car wreck. And if the car wreck's the alpha, Terrence Crawford is definitely the omega. Okay? Terrence retired Errol Spence. He beat the shit out of him. He beat Errol Spence. And see, understand, you got beat by a guy that was the best pound for pound fighter in the world. There is no embarrassment in that. The only embarrassing thing is how he got beat. Terrence Crawford beat Errol Spence like he beat any other regular fighter. He made Errol Spence look regular, and that was the embarrassing part. It wasn't a Hagler versus Hearns. It wasn't a dog fight. It wasn't a back and forth, rock'em sock'em, Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward type shit. It was nothing like that. It was a one-sided ass beating where Errol Spence's face looked like he'd been ran over, with a damn meat grinder. Terrence Crawford chopped him up, and it was sad. It was almost like when Manny Pacquiao was beating the shit out of Cotto. Let me tell you guys a true story, all right? I remember when Arturo Gatti, I remember when Cotto fought Pacquiao. And Cotto, everyone knows his skin is jacked. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, he got beat by. He was getting beat up, like pieced up by Manny. Manny was beating Cotto to the point where Cotto was just trying to move and jab, but then he was getting pieced up. And bro, I was like, and I don't know I don't even remember if I was drinking at that time. I might have been drinking because this was a long time ago because this was an older fight. Manny Pacquiao versus Miguel Cotto happened in like 2009 or something like that. Yeah. Or 2010. Yeah. I was a big bastard with a big barrel chest, you know. I looked Samoan at that time, by the way. Anyway, I went to the bathroom, bro, and I prayed. I prayed that Cotto was okay because I seen how Pacquiao was attacking Cotto, bro. And I went and I prayed, bro. I was like, Lord, please don't let this dude get hurt. Because I like Cotto. Cotto was one of my, you know, my one of my best fighters, man. I like Cotto. And I hate what he did by Isaac. I hate that Margarito cheating shit. Like, why would you ever that you cheating piece of shit? You Mexican lurch looking cunt. Why would you ever do that? You put shit in your gloves, Louis Resto Jr. Bro, you are trash. You look, he shouldn't even been. His name ain't even Margarito no more. Your name is Margachito. If I ever seen him, Margachito, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal, Margachito? ¿Qué haces con tu manos? He'll probably try to fight me. And I'd try to lay that bastard. I'd hit him in that bad eye. Manny did weight drain him. He did. Manny weight drained him and De La Hoya, to be fair, though. Oh, yeah, he did do that. That was a catch weight. That was on some catch weight shit. Absolutely. So, yeah. Vincent, I mean, we can't overlook that. But, you know what I mean? They shouldn't have never fought anyone that good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the best Fury was the one against Vladimir, in my opinion. I don't know. I mean, he was still good. How good would he be? We don't know because if you like you said, if he was in his prime, we don't know. I gotta plug up this device before it goes dead. Boom. Here we go. Manny gave Margarito the beat down, at least. Yeah, he did. He did, and he should, and he deserved that. That was the result. You did that. You cheated Cotto, and he cheated other people. He tried to cheat Sugar Shane Mosley, too. And Sugar Shane, you know, definitely put a whooping on him. And then Manny Pacquiao retired his ass. Then he fought Cotto, and then Cotto got his revenge. So, yeah, those were 3 losses all back to back. You know, Cotto's comeback was inspiring. He's one of the few fighters I would pray to win just because you wanted him to win because he was such a nice guy. Yeah, Cotto was cool. You know, I think Cotto was cool. I think Cotto was very eccentric. You know, and here's the thing. Cotto and Tank Davis could hang out because they all like pink shit. They all like that same thing. But Cotto, I think, was ahead of his time because fashionable. He just, you know, I respect what Tank's doing as far as whatever the hell he's doing. If this man wants to wear makeup, if this man wants to wear rock purses and shit, let him do that. He's ahead of his time. Cotto wore pink and shit. And they asked Cotto, and this is why I like Cotto. They asked Miguel Cotto, they were like, dude, why are you wearing pink? He said, because it's my favorite color. The fuck? Like, so? You know? I'm calling in to your show later this week. CJ Rich, welcome. Discord will be ready this coming week. So, this is the week that Discord drops people. Patreon will drop later in the month. Hopefully, I'm getting Patreon before these fights start. But they are both dropping this month. Would the best Tyson Fury beat the worst Oleksandr Usyk? I don't know, because we haven't seen a result of the worst Usyk. And I look at the worst Usyk as the latest Usyk. Because the only thing that I see of Usyk is he's gradually, gracefully losing stuff off of every category. So if he's here, he's just he loses a cube of whatever, strength, endurance, and all that. He loses that. But it's not enough like it's a significant drop like overnight. Like people say you get old overnight. Well, that's when you clearly see a fighter that's not where he was the last fight. You know what I mean? So he's lost so much. That dip is so drastic to the point you see this guy, where normally he's, just, you know what I mean? He can't throw those punches and bunches. He can't throw those combinations. His response time, his reflex time, all of those factors are slowing down. Okay, so that's what you see in certain fighters. You're like, dude, he's not the same. He needs to give it up. But what it is, he's in there with someone that he needs those things with, that he once upon a time had. That's the problem with fighting someone and waiting people out, because when you wait people out, they're not the same. I've seen the same in Lomachenko. That's why I wouldn't. Lomachenko needs to go away, retire. We love you, boy. Bye. See you later. Go home. Was there a best Fury? We don't know. Yeah, there was a best Fury. The same Fury that sit on his ass and did coke and got drunk. That was the best Fury. Fury squandered his best years, people. But then, even at that point, who says he was the best around? He didn't fight David Haye. He didn't fight Tony Bellew. He didn't fight David Price. He didn't fight the dudes that he's supposed to fight. That was his itinerary of fighters to fight. His local circle of fighters that were good. David Haye was very good at that time. Tony Bellew was very good. I think he was a little underrated, to be fair, because he gave Usyk a pretty good go for, a few rounds at least. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, those guys like David Price had the power. Okay? So you had those guys that he should have fought that he didn't fight, sitting around doing whatever the hell he was doing. He was just getting drunk. I just think Tyson had a drug problem. Tyson was an alcoholic. I think he still is an alcoholic. I think he comes from a family of alcoholics. He put something in the gloves, Kurt, before he fight. You gotta sneak Margarito. Yeah, he's terrible. I think Daniel Dubois knocks Usyk out in the rematch. Well, people are hoping that because they're looking for somebody to answer the Usyk problem. Gonna drop the Discord link in the community lab tab? Absolutely. You better know it. Just because you're the best doesn't mean you can beat the best. Styles make fights. Absolutely. And see, we didn't know if he could have beat Tony Bellew in 2015, 16, 17 because he wasn't around. And then by those times, those guys like David Haye, Tony Bellew, they did their own thing. They made their own claim. Tony Bellew made his comeback. He beat David Haye. He did it twice. He did it back to back. So he had already fulfilled his legacy because he was beaten by guys like Superman Stevenson, and but not many people beat Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew's very good. Yes, Vincent. The Discord link is coming soon. It's coming soon. Very soon. Coming this week. Okay, coming very soon. This week, this month, it's coming. Everything is dropping this month. January, it will be hot, people. Okay? Parker beats Dubois 100%. Joe Key, I heard that. Where's David Haye? Could have been champ, but he left some of the best work in the gym, always sparring like he's fighting under the lights. Damn it. Yeah, I think, and this is what I personally think. I think David Haye is a whore. I think he likes his lifestyle. His personal lifestyle is wild. David Haye's wild. He's a freak. David Haye's a freak. So I think what David does, David, he works out the slam. Ex-con, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, man, that's going to be lit. The Discord link is very exciting. I'm excited about the Discord link because, I've been waiting a lot. You guys have said, hey, Kurt, want Skrilla 50, and many, many more, are coming in. Andre Ward, is he coming back? I think with the right type of money, Andre Ward will come back because you can't listen. Let me tell you guys something. And this is the truth of the matter. Turkey Al-Sheikh is not, it won't, I'm getting goosebumps because I hate to say this, but it's true. And I'm getting people prepared for this. I hope I'm wrong. But ultimately, I'm right. He won't be around forever. The reason for this spark, this surge of excitement and fights and matchmaking that's happened, and all these cards that came through, these massive historic cards. The reason for that is because someone knows they have a time limit. Turkey Al Sheikh, inshallah, he will stay around. But understand, he's urgently trying to do certain things. It's like almost that you have a limited time, so you're trying to do all the things that you possibly have to do. Like a lot of people, we all drop off this earth very easily. He has cancer. I don't know if he has cancer. I think he has some kind of tumor, and that tumor may be cancerous. So, and I think it's a brain tumor. So, saying that he won't be around forever. So, if you know that, and you know that you have a chance to become one of those fighters that showcase in the Turkey Al Sheikh His Excellency sweepstakes, you're going to go for that damn fight. So if you're 39 or just turned 40 like Andre Ward has been, just turned 40 years old, you get offered $10 million, $20 million, you better get your ass to the gym. You better get ready. You better hire all the strength and conditioning. You better cut all your damn plans off, all your podcasts, all your commentary, all your other stuff that you got going, the motivational stuff that Andre Ward does. That has to cease for right now, because it's time for you to do what you did for us to know who you were in the first place. Box, fight, train, prepare, and get ready to battle. That's what you need to do. Because, again, you have to take the opportunity when the opportunities are here, and the opportunities are here. So when your name is getting spoke of Andre Ward, an undefeated fighter, you have something that someone wants. They want that O. They want to snatch that O for you and give you a 1 in replace of that O. They want to give you something to remember. They want to be the one that do it. That's why Andre Ward has had negative things to say about AJ, because he knows deep down inside that he should have fought AJ or stayed around long enough to get that $1 million payday with AJ, because that would have been that sell off in the sunset money right there. I don't think that he made that sell off in the sunset money. I think he decided to walk away from the sport with his faculties intact, but he didn't get that paycheck to go with that. You see what I mean? Because he had a job with ESPN, but ESPN has snatched that from him. Okay? See, Timothy Bradley's still there, but Andre Ward is not still there. Okay? Man, Truth Bomb, that's the saddest fight that I would never want to see a fight with them guys in the 90s. How do we know he has a tumor? I mean, they've mentioned. Now, this is what I read, okay? Screw what I heard. I read that Turkey Al Sheikh has successfully forewent a surgery, and it was successful, which is good. But understand, the man has health problems. Okay? It's Kachava time, people. It is time for Kachava. It is time for Kachava. Okay. Alex, he's the last of the Mohicans. Wilder. And I'll say this, though. I'll say this. If Wilder still has the power, I think Wilder has matured in times, and it might have been, it may be humbling to see someone that you thought that was going to be with you forever or whatever leave you. That's humbling, because, it's heartbreaking. Betrayal is heartbreaking. I've been there. And it does change a lot about you, and you do have to look at life a little differently, knowing that certain people are not promised in your life and things happen in your life, And I think Wilder, to say the least, to go from that guy to this day to, hey, man, peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. If anything, I think life showed him how to take or how to accept things, Oleksandr Usyk versus Rocky Balboa. That's funny. Drago lost to a middleweight Italian. Adrian, we did it. We did it for Apollo. Is Wilder's next fight meant to be a confidence booster? I can see any other reason. I can't see any other reason. Well, they have to start him with somewhere because obviously you're starting this man off with all this inactivity, and it was really shitty, to be fair, right? To be fair, okay, the days of reckoning. It's a tune-up. The days of reckoning was like this. They had all these fighters. Those fights could have been so much different. Imagine if Joshua would have fought Dubois in that. That's crazy. Imagine if Parker would have fought Jarrell Miller. Imagine if Wilder would have fought Otto Weiland. You see what I mean? Like, I think those outcomes were different based on the matchups. See what I mean? Like, you had so many people, or shit, it could have been different. Like, imagine Hrgovic would have fought Joshua then. Miller would have fought Otto Weiland. Wilder would have fought Dubois. You know what I mean? Though it like even the days of reckoning, if you jumble and mix up these, we do musical chairs with these matchmaking, we would have seen different outcomes. You know what I mean? That's why tournaments like that, they are cool, but they're semi-cringe based off the fact that we don't see every possible alternative of fights. We see this guy fight this guy, this guy fights this guy, this guy fights this guy. Whoever wins and loses, I think, should go to that next level. But they don't, and they didn't. If you're still saying Usyk is weak to the body, you're a casual. Whiting, you're absolutely correct. I was sick of hearing that before. I think everybody, or if you get hit to the body, Necro 1296. Wilder can't fight. Wilder is no more. Wilder and Fury got exposed when they fought world-class operators. I just think they just weren't the best in the division. And eventually somebody was going to beat them. That's all. But it's always hand in hand with difficulty of making fights. The people that, that will ultimately get their ass whooped will give you the most issues or will be the person that gets beat. Wilder can fight, box, not so much. No. He took a low blow and went down. Out of your right, but he barely broke a sweat. He should have fought someone else right away. Well, let's put it this way. Put Wilder in there with Mark Damori. Exactly. Greedy belly versus weak belly. Wilder can still crack. That's what I'm waiting to see. He may need his steel plate in his right hand adjusted. We'll see what's going on. It will be this week when that drops. Okay. And to think he started his ascent in the division at 28 years old, it's crazy that Wilder overachieved like that. Kurt, when is Excellence going to invite you to his events? Now, that's a very good question. Mark Damori, I don't think I've seen a more useless boxer. Bro, I never heard of Mark Damori. Never heard of him. I mean, I have now. You look handsome. Appreciate you. Wilder can definitely beat Usyk in a trucking contest. Yeah, they're both dancers, aren't they? Frank Warren fanboys need to get boxing news and facts from people who aren't biased as F. Well, I think that Frank is in a great position right now. He has, who does he have? Well, here's a question. Who doesn't he have? He doesn't have Usyk. He has Dubois. He has Tyson. Kurt, you covered the Mexican Monster versus David Morel. Yep, sure am. You know I gotta represent El Cubanos. It's gonna be an interesting fight. Frank has the best stable indeed, but the man is straight up dumb sometimes. Chris Eubank Jr. broke the to me. They're all scumbags. Speak up, I can't hear you. Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn are scumbags. You know, he's a lot like his father. I mean, in mannerisms and stuff like that. You know, he is a lot like his dad. You know, and I think Turkey Al Sheikh understands the part social media youth culture plays in growing the sport. I think Australia will make big headway in boxing this year. New Zealand, maybe. Well, New Zealand, Australia. I'm waiting for David Tua, bro. So I'm gonna do a live stream about David Tua because what I've been watching, me and my boy Jay Roos, we've been watching because he's been sending me stuff of David Tua. I follow David Tua, and I've seen David Tua, bro. David Tua looks good. He's jacked. He's old, but he's jacked. You know. So, yeah, we'll talk about David Tua. You know, must be nice. One in this slow. Oh, must be. No one is this slow. Haney beats Usyk by lawsuit. Yeah, old Devin Haney, man, I tell you. I'll be damn. I have my wife. Is that my wife calling me baby daddy? Dude, don't call me that. I mean, maybe that's just some urban, looked upon bullshit. You know. Eubank calling Hearn a scumbag was funny yesterday. Hearn took it as a compliment. Yeah, Parker deserves it. Those Pacific Islanders, Polynesians, eat a lot of those herbs and things. It's like a fountain of youth. Well, traditionally they do, but I mean the culture of Polynesians, Pacific Islanders, especially for Samoa. You guys like don't know. My first daughter, like her mom's from Guam. Okay, she's Micronesian, and there's a lot of Samoans in Guam. A lot of Samoans in Guam. A lot of Filipinos in Guam. Guam is a U.S. territory or whatever, right? But the thing is, it's like you look at someone and you say, "Oh, that's Samoan." I mean, the most beautifulest girls I've ever saw was from Guam, and they were from Samoa. They weren't from, you know, they weren't Guamanian. Not to say Guamanians are ugly. It's just you see these big. They weren't even big. They were thicker women, and then you think all of them are 300 pounds. That's a lie. That's a myth. These Samoan women now they can get big. Oh hell yeah, they could get big. But like when they're hot, young and hot, they're gorgeous. And you seen them, it's like, dude, these chicks are hot. These looks like some of those chicks on the group, the Jets. Remember the Jets? They're from Tonga, actually. You know, but I used to love that group. I'm old school. Tua is an icon to some of us. Gaz Hirsom. But yeah, Samoan, Tongan, Polynesian are thicker, are beautiful. Man, they are fine. And like you'd see, like before that, you're like, okay, Samoan chicks are all big, fat armed. No, bro. What I saw them, I'm like, man, whoa, whoa. you know, I'm so stoked for the Parker Dubois right now. Yeah, and that we're talking more about Parker versus Dubois than Beterbiev versus Bivol, and it's crazy. That's the main event. Bivol and Beterbiev, 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 Beterbiev. That's his name. I don't know why I was messing with me now. Kurt, would you agree that Fury lost all the goodwill he's earned with the elder wins by delaying undisputed fighting Chisora and Ngannou? Well, it didn't help him because he got his ass whooped still. He got his ass whooped. So if you prolong fights like that, and the narrative was you was afraid to get your ass whooped, and then you finally fight him and you get your ass whooped, not only you get it once or twice, yeah, he's lost credibility. Just like all of them. The only difference was someone like AJ. AJ acted an ass after he got his ass whooped. He should have kept it cordial. He didn't. He exploded to show people how he really felt. Then he patched it up with trying to look cordial and still had a meltdown. You know what I mean? It's like that politician shit only lasts for so long. Sometimes you got to be real, bro. I'm upset. I'm pissed off. You're going to see tears from my big ass right now because I thought I could whoop this dude and I can't. He's better than me. Don't give excuses like, oh, I'm only 18 stone. I was going to jail. I'm like, dude, nobody want to hear that shit. We don't want to hear a mini documentary, from someone that lost. Because if he would have won, because he did the same thing when he beat Klitschko, but it was a different vibe, wasn't it? The energy was different. That was a meltdown, bro. AJ lost so many people that day. I was like, damn, I hope my subscribers don't drop. I'm heavy. I'm 18 stone. I'm heavy. Nobody told you to get buff, bro. You did that shit for Hugo Boss and Under Armour. I lost it when AJ took Usyk's flag and wrapped it around himself. What was that about? Yeah, I don't know what it was about either, dude. Because they were like, dude, you need to give my flag back. But then Tyson walked out of the ring. He didn't have anything to say. But, you know what I mean? He patched it up, but yeah, bro, nah. You know what I mean? It's almost like, let me give you an example. Fuck with your man, what's wrong with you? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? You went from amped to, yeah, nah. That accent had me crying. Yeah, bro, I'm heavy. I'm like, damn, kind of sound like a British version of Balboa. I'm heavy. Yeah. And then really, I mean, it's just that's when real needs to be revealed. That's what we saw about AJ. That's when real needs to be revealed. He just couldn't take that shit no more. You can't be this PR guy. He did a no se dive. Shout out to V. Did a no se dive. That's exactly what he did. Okay? Because when I say no se dive, I mean nosedive. Okay? He did a nosedive. You guys ever? You guys are from a lot of you guys are from Britain. You guys watch Black Mirror? You ever seen the episode Nosedive, where the chick has a total meltdown because everything was built on status and points and shit? You guys have seen that one? Usyk will outbox and knock out Wilder. Floyd, money Mayweather. Even so, AJ is still my favorite boxer today. Heavyweight boxing needed him. Yeah, he did a lot for he did a lot for boxing overall. He would have in 23. He shouldn't have went to the O2. He should have went back to the States. He should have fought someone in the States. He said Jake Paul can beat half of these bums. Vitaly Klitschko would destroy AJ and Usyk in his prime. Vitaly would beat a lot of people, bro. Vitaly was that dude. Vitaly was that dude. Apataya versus Usyk is a good one. Nah, Usyk would beat Jai Apataya. I think they're just out of their. No, I don't see how a fight could could fairly be made. See if they fought now, Jai Apataya fighting Usyk now, Usyk would beat him. But at some point, Usyk would be probably too old to challenge him because they're too far apart. They're too far apart in age. You got Usyk's 38 and Jai Apataya's what, 28, 27, 28, or is he 29? You know, I mean, you got 10 years, basically 10 years between these guys. The pound for pound, I will always think Manny Pacquiao was the GOAT. Okay. Which Manny Pacquiao was so good that Manny Pacquiao, his generation of fighters, i.e., Floyd, Ricky Hatton, Cotto, who else was there? I mean, everyone, Barrera, Morales. You know, I mean, because you have to understand, this is a guy that went through all these different weight classes. Manny Pacquiao fought longer than all of those guys. You see what I mean? Like, and he still showed how good he was at an older age when he was in politics and all that. He still was able to beat undefeated Keith Thurmans and guys like, damn, what's that guy's name that fought, that had the, hold on a second. Hold on just a second. All right. Let's look up Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao. Is it Jesse Vargas? Yeah, Jesse Vargas. That's his name. It just came to me. Jesse Vargas. Yeah. See, he beat Jesse Vargas, and Jesse Vargas at the time was undefeated. So you know things like that. Like you're snatching O's from these young fighters at the time. And Jesse Vargas wasn't really all that good. I mean, he was a decent fighter. You know. Um, no, he got beat by Timothy Bradley first. I'm sorry, Timothy Bradley beat Jesse Vargas. Then Manny Pacquiao fought him a year later. You know, but this is Manny Pacquiao that that's older. And then that was the Manny Pacquiao. That was the one Floyd started to go to Manny Pacquiao fights. I thought that was very interesting. You know, Usyk versus Wilder is disrespect. Fury exposed Wilder. Hate Fury or not, what has Wilder done since Fury Wilder 3 that is noteworthy in terms of technique and boxing, not just knocking people out? Soul Ja just ICE 609. Easy. He's done nothing. But the question you ask yourself is this: what has he done before then? Before that either. He's never been that guy that showed you anything technical, technique, and boxing. He's not going to show you that. Wilder's not that dude to show you anything like that. Wilder just knocks you out. At the end, I feel like Manny was embarrassing kids at an old age. Yeah, it was just, they weren't kids. They just weren't Manny Pacquiao. They weren't worthy of, you know, Manny just showed you what legendary legends do with fighters that are mediocre. And he's still able to do it, and he did it, and he showed you how he can do it because he done it. That's all. I think Usyk versus Zhang would be a good fight. Yeah, it would be. Zhang's big. Zhang's very big. He's a very big bloke. Pacquiao beat up De La Hoya. It was very one-sided. Yep. Catch weight, 145. Kurt, did Usyk break the Hollywood curse by making a movie, then defeating Fury? He did. And I thought that would have been a factor because that always happens. It happened to Lennox Lewis. He got knocked out in Africa by Hassan Rahman. Uh, Roy Jones did it too. So many fighters did that same stuff and then ended up getting whooped. World Prime Oscar De La Hoya would beat both Pacquiao and Mayweather. Oh, would Prime Oscar De La Hoya beat both Pacquiao and Mayweather? I don't think so. I just don't think so. I mean, De La Hoya, understand, De La Hoya had a lot of. De La Hoya was the golden boy. Oscar De La Hoya, bro, he was a technician in there. But he wasn't the best. He wasn't the best of his era. He was probably the most noticeable, the highest paid, superstar, all that, but he wasn't the best. Okay, like De La Hoya was surrounded by fighters that, you know, they were also great fighters. Like Sugar Shane Mosley is a great fighter. He's probably the best lightweights ever. You know what I mean? Pacquiao was, a generational great. Mayweather was this legendary, ultimate, superb fighter, probably one of the best fighters ever. See, you had these guys, but these guys themselves beat guys like De La Hoya that made them who they are to this day. Okay, all you are is like the accomplished work of your wins and your losses. Your resume is a reflection of that, right? So those guys, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, those guys beating De La Hoya meant something. That meant, hey, here's a piece of the torch. Here's a piece of the torch. You guys, great job. He fought one in 2007. He fought the other one in 2008. That was it. Because after that, De La Hoya, being like a Klitschko was, being the golden boy, had to share the torch. He ain't no problem doing that shit either. That's the thing. He had no problem doing that. No problem. But that's what real champions do. That's what pastime greats do, like De La Hoya. De La Hoya knew, listen, he gains my respect. And to be fair, he fought Floyd Mayweather to a split decision, and Floyd's supposed to fight him again. He bitched out and didn't do it, which I think that was rather chicken shit and lame. But, Manny Pacquiao really legitimately got the torch handed to him by De La Hoya because he made De La Hoya quit. You know what I mean? He made De La Hoya quit. And then that torch was legitimately handed to him. Just like that torch was legitimately handed to Joshua from Klitschko. See, it wasn't Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, Floyd, those are really some dickheads. And I'm going to tell you why. Their talent showed how good they were, but their character showed you how shitty they were. Because they didn't really care. T.O., you can throw his ass in the caboose too, because they didn't want to show or prove to complete the cycle. That's like if Usyk was a dickhead, Usyk would have beat Tyson Fury and said, bye, greedy belly, I don't fight you no more. No, he honored the contractual agreements because that's what you do. That's what's called integrity. To do things with or about someone when no one's looking, you do it. You be a man of your word and you do what you said you're going to do based on what you signed to do anyway. Okay, that's something that Floyd didn't do. That's something that Tyson didn't do. That's something, well, T.O., honestly, he didn't have to sign a contract, but he should have fought Loma again. You know what I mean? So you could kind of put him in there. But understand this. Those guys they were torch snatchers. You know what I mean? They weren't given anything. Guys like Joshua, they willfully, Oscar De La Hoya willfully gave that torch to Manny. He told Manny, you're a great fighter. You're my idol. Manny said, no, you're my idol. Right? That torch was properly passed to Manny Pacquiao. That's why people like Pacquiao over Mayweather. The only people that really liked Mayweather was some Americans, and then most of the Americans were African Americans. You know what I mean? Everyone else pretty much hated Mayweather, and they watched Mayweather to see Mayweather lose, but he never lost because he was that fucking good. You know what I mean? And the fact that he did pick and choose fights to orchestrate him never being beat. You know what I mean? Let me pull these strings of the choices to fight these guys. Like, Al, who should I fight? Who should I fight between those two? Amir Khan, or Madonna. You know, and Al Heyman sitting there, no, don't fight Khan. Khan fast. Fight Madonna. He look awkward. He makes you look better. He makes you look better. Right? Mayweather lost to Castillo. Yeah. One of the worst things I've seen in boxing was when Floyd cheap shot at that guy. Mayweather lost a lot of fans after that. Well, Stewart, I don't look at that like that. Victor Ortiz had it coming. He had that coming. He had that coming. That's Ortiz's fault. Victor Ortiz, I remember that. Ortiz blatantly headbutted that dude and bust his mouth open. Floyd just caught him after, he's like, all right, yeah. Because, I mean, look. The dude felt bad for what he did because what he did, he knew it was wrong. You protect yourself at all times. You don't keep forgiving yourself over a foul because, people looked at Floyd as was it a dickhead move? Yes, it was a dickhead move. It wasn't the greatest, but neither was what Victor did to him. See, Victor was like, oh, man, sorry. Oh, man, sorry, man. All right. Hey, man, sorry, man. All right, man. Hey, man, sorry, man. Come here, man. Now, bow! That's what happened. Because Floyd was like, okay, all right, let's fight now. Did he get him set up? No. Did he catch him when he wouldn't? Yeah, because he didn't think Floyd was going to hit him then. But they were cleared to fight. They were cleared to continue fighting once Floyd hit him. You don't keep hugging somebody and kissing on them and dapping them and hugging them and kissing on them. And Sugar Shane does that a lot. You know what I mean, bro? You guys stop that camaraderie shit. Stop that bromance. Stop it. It's all opinions, but I don't like it. No, But I mean, cheap shot for a cheap shot, pretty much. I mean, that's basically how you look at it. When Floyd was bow, because and here's the bad thing: Victor Ortiz was doing a good job. Yeah, that bro man shit, bro. Stop. You're not playing basketball. You're not patting each other on the ass. I don't like that shit either. Who the hell made that up anyway? Good game, champ. All right, man. Probably some closet boy. Too much loving, not enough punching. There you go. Floyd is a legend. You should appreciate him. He is undefeated. See that? You see that? Cherie. Look, you guys see Cherie, Radhi, Krishna Bhakti. Right? See, he's undefeated. That is exactly what kept Floyd with money lining in his pockets, because people looked at Floyd being undefeated is a way to justify him being great. You see how that works? I ain't never been beat, so why am I the greatest? Muhammad Ali had 5 losses. Floyd is a defensive wizard, but a legend is wild. Floyd ducked Khan 11 years ago. He did. It's the male coach of the girls team. You got to watch out, too. Yeah, that coach, he's diabolical. Yeah. Name one person Manny ever ducked. Manny wasn't that type. But see, here's the thing about Manny. Manny was smaller than most people. I think Manny should have actually fought at 140. 147 was a bit much, but I think that was his challenging weight. 154, yeah. Yeah, Floyd was the master of timing. Floyd was a unique all-time great for sure. Pac-Man ducked Marquez 5. No, he did not. Marquez was offered $25 million to fight Manny again, and he turned that shit down because he didn't want Manny to come back and win another because he wanted that last laugh. He wanted that last hoorah. You know? Usyk was always going to win. Wilder was never a pressure fighter. That's crazy when Marquez turned down that fight. Yeah, it was. He turned down $25 million. They offered this man $25 million. And here's the irony. The $25 million fight purse was the representation of what they paid Manny. Manny Pacquiao used to get paid that type of money to fight Marquez. Marquez got about the $5 million. You know what I mean? 6, 7 million, you know. He got that type of money. He never got that 20, 25 million like Manny got, you know. Now they were like, hey, 25 million. Want to fight Manny Pacquiao in the Philippines, in Macau. You know what I mean? And you're like, hell no. But thanks for asking. You know? Marquez is from Mexico. So, you know, a lot of people, you know, have their idea of Mexicans and stuff like that. If I was Mexican, bro, I would live in Mexico. I would work here and live in Mexico. I would be a motherfucker. I would not pay taxes. I would make I would make all my money and I would not pay taxes. And I would build a town with the money that I make. Cuz you know, I'm pretty sure if I'm Mexican, I got cousins that know how to build shit. So my cousins would build my house from the tile, from the foundation to the walls to everything. I would be terrible. You know, Kurt, did you hear apparently Wilder's team offered Usyk about 25 million to fight Wilder after a Helenius fight, source Tay Jones. I mean, I heard that. I heard that, you know, that was around the same time that Usyk didn't show up to that damn boxing match. And then, you know, everybody over on that end went ape shit, you know. Yeah, Wilder talked some, you know, he had it. Don't worry if Wilder whoops whoever, Curtis Harper or whoever that he's going to fight, that's going to come back up. The conspiracies will continue. Oh, yes, they will continue. Mayweather declassed Marquez. Yeah, I mean, he was bigger than Marquez, too, and then he came in 2 pounds heavier, and he had to pay Marquez $600,000. You guys do know that, though, right? See, Floyd didn't come in at that catch weight. Floyd came in his weight because he knew, like, oh, I'm gonna give him that 600,000. I think it's better for him anyway. I ain't coming in. I ain't starching myself. You know, I'm a welterweight. I'm the creme de la creme. I'll make this happen. I'm the reason for this fight. I'll return to the sport of boxing because I'm the cash cow. I'm the king. Not Manny Puccial. Not Manny Puccial. Remember, he used to call Pacquiao Puccial. Not Manny Puccial. Right? Yeah, but Floyd was naturally bigger. Yeah, he was bigger. And he just made little ass Marquez look, you know, small fryish. My homie told me, Puerto Rico, you buy land, it's yours forever. Ex-con, it's like that's like that in all islands, bro. DR, Barbados, Jamaica. Fuck yeah. You think I'm gonna bro, I have property here. Even when you pay for your mortgage, you slave for years and years and years. You still have to pay taxes. And if they don't, they will take that from you and give to someone else that pays your taxes. I say that's the stupidest shit ever. You know what I mean? They should put a lien on your equity or something like that. And then you pay your taxes and then that's released. But how and why would any state or territory would take your whole property because you're behind on taxes? You know what I mean? That's bullshit. I never, bro, trust me. This year, you're going to see something new. You know what I mean? Because it's and at that point you're just basically renting forever. So people that rent don't feel bad if you can't rent, because if you don't pay your taxes, someone else can move into your house and go. Because there are people, okay, that are set aside. Off topic, but there are people that are set aside to watch to see who hasn't paid their taxes on bigger properties and go pay taxes. And now they own your house. They own the title deed to your house. That's absolutely remedial. That's crazy. It was a cheap move by Marquez when he stopped Pacquiao, stood on his foot and chinned him. Floyd's ego, even now, he won't even let who he represents talk to me a mic without him talking over to praise himself. If the Usyk versus Wilder fight happens, Wilder somehow wins that, I can only imagine the trash talk fans will be saying. You know, you imagine that? Let me give you guys, as I leave, because I've probably, we've done 2 hours. And as I leave, I'm going to give you guys the Wilder impression if Wilder beats. A scenario where Wilder beats Usyk. Wilder. What can you say about this tremendous knockout? All I say is God's good all the time. I give God the glory. But like I told you guys, like a lot of people need to know, that Usyk, he's a great champion. I think he beat Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury cheated me. And AJ was too scared to fight me. That being said, y'all, I just want to let y'all know that we've been wanting this fight. We've been wanting Oleksandr Usyk. He said that he was going to come to my Hellenius fight. He never showed up. I think he was scared. He didn't want none. And we can see why he didn't want none, because the power is real. My grandmama told me I was gifted and praised by God. I was anointed by God as a little child. And that's why things like this happen. Everybody say that Wilder was done. I didn't have the power. So all you suckers now gotta know I got the power. Still got the hammer in my hands, in my fists. All you need is that punch. And see, all these suckers talk about how good he was and he had to come in and he dip in and out of that box. I don't need none of that if I knock you out. The name of the game is knock you out. This gonna be the knockout of the year. This is the knockout of the century. I knocked out the best fighter ever, and I'm the unified heavyweight 2-time champion of the world, baby. I'm coming, and I got my WBC. LDBC, where y'all at? To this day, everybody was against me. Taylor Swift, you know where to go. I'ma tell you something, ho. You ain't know. Okay, well, I'm trying to talk. Listen, you gonna bring my child over tonight, and you gonna give me 3 times a day, like I say, because I'm the king. The last king is in the ring, and I'm here to stay, because I'm Deontay, the bronze bomber Wilder, to this day. Wilder, where's he go? Where did Wilder go? Where did Wilder go? Yeah, that's what he sounds like. The Incredible Hulk. Hulk smash! Ah! That's Hulk. That's Hulk, bro. Dude, yeah, but he would preach. He would do a sermon. He would sound like his dad. His dad's a preacher. All that would come out. Yeah, then he would have to say, Bomb Squad! Right? He'd be all in the, like, oh God, he was mad. He really milked it, that WBC belt fighting tomato cans. Man, that's crazy. Oh, Hulk Hogan. Oh, my little Hulkamaniacs, brother. I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, we're strong and we ain't going nowhere. Look, we came up short sometime, but I'm still here. Get your Bomb Squad t-shirt. Yeah. Where is my... I have a Wilder shirt somewhere. I don't know where it's... I haven't seen it in a while. But... Yeah, man. That would be crazy. And I mean, but that is exactly what could happen in boxing. That's what makes boxing so unpredictable. That's why we were here for 2 hours talking about the possibility of Deontay Wilder and Oleksandr Usyk. But I'll tell you guys, it was a pleasure to spend this Sunday morning with you through the afternoon. You guys be blessed. Have a great week. More videos to come. Discord, Patreon will be coming soon. And this, because he ain't won in a while, Kurt. It's all good. If he wins, that will be worth the while. That would be his comeback win of his career right there. Dude, that would be massively crazy. Everybody would be talking about Wilder. Everybody would want Wilder. Tyson Fury will want a fourth fight with Wilder if that happened. Think about it. If Wilder beat Oleksandr Usyk, do you guys know the amount? Eddie Hearn will then all of a sudden want the AJ fight again. That would resurrect. He needs to fight AJ. It's the last fight that didn't happen. Let's get it. Yeah. Yeah, because and then it would actually be for the belts, and then that would be for the money, and then Wilder would want to demand a side dominance over that. You know how that would be. Wilder, that ego will come right back. It hasn't left, people. The ego hasn't left. Oh no, it hasn't left. He's going through heartbreak. That's why he's put a break and a halt to certain trash talk and things like that. If you notice, he didn't say anything about Anthony Joshua. He got beat by Daniel Dubois. He had nothing to say about that, but then has recently said that he thinks AJ will beat Tyson Fury if they fight. So that lets you know he's been in another direction. Okay, he's chose to do certain things and to pick his battles differently these days. However, that ego ain't left nowhere. He ain't changed as a person as far as that goes. Somewhat, but understand trials and tribulations. They do bring you through certain things. They do. Understandably, they do. But and I think people change because you change by experiences because things will put you in situations that make you change. But listen, I think that Wilder, will resurrect himself. And that would be something. I would love the idea of that fight. Thank you guys once again for coming in. We will go live probably Monday or Tuesday. And until then, everybody's been counterpunched. Enjoy your day and peace. Oh.